A Step into the Past Volume 22 Chapter 4. Book 22 Chapter 04, Knee Deep in Trouble. As Xiang Xiaolong is well rested, his mind is especially alert and his five senses are exceedingly delicate. Facing the probability that this lady in front of him can be Dong Shuzhen, Xinyu, Zhu Ziuchen, or even the unlikely little Pinger, he is excited beyond words. After expending a tremendous amount of willpower, he managed to evade her lips and whispered into her ears, "Who are you?" The mysterious lady cooed, "Do you have many women who come to you like this?" Xiang Xiaolong cannot recognize her faked voice and laughed, "It is the exact opposite. If another woman had come to me in such a manner, I would have mistaken you for her. Why would I bother to ask about your identity?" The lady held tightly to his waist and buried her face into his chest, purring, "It is also possible that you have many ladies coming to you and you could not tell them apart." Xiang Xiaolong is absolutely sure that this lady cannot be Little Pinger or Xinyu, as Little Pinger is still angry with him and Xinyu should know that he values his chastity and is not easily tempted. Groping her, Xiang Xiaolong countered, "If this is the case, I should be able to tell who you are by feeling you and need not question you further." The lady murmured to herself and appeared to be moved by his words. Xiang Xiaolong cannot hold back his inhibitions any longer. He flipped over, hugging and pressing her down tightly. Concurrently, he reached for a fire stick at his bedside table. The lady gave a shrill cry, pulling his hand back, exclaiming, "Are you trying to embarrass me? This is the worst time to put the lights on. Let's begin." All Xiang Xiaolong needed was some starlight to see her features, but it was a cloudy night and on top of that, both of them are still covered by the blanket. Xiang Xiaolong is as good as blind. On the other hand, it is this kind of ignorance that caused him to be greatly aroused. The lady should be one of the three ladies, Dong Shuzhen, Zhu Ziuchen or Little Ninger. Every one of them is good-looking, voluptuous, and can mesmerize a man with a look or a smile. He is immensely ecstatic and cannot resist this physical invasion. If not for the layers of clothes between them, there is no way Xiang Xiaolong can hold his ground until now. At the back of his mind, Xiang Xiaolong gingerly felt that if he conquered the lady now, he would be no different from a common pervert. Indirectly, he has lost his self-control and surrendered himself to a strange intruder. Which is why, despite the lady's caressing, the strong lure of enticement, and even with an erection, Xiang Xiaolong persisted in suppressing the raging flames of passion. Pushing his upper body slightly away, he purposely lied, "I know who you are." Below his body, the lady trembled slightly and responded, "So, who am I?" Based on her shocked reaction, Xiang Xiaolong can tell that the lady did not expect Xiang Xiaolong to correctly guess her identity. This meant that she couldn't be Dong Shuzhen or Zhu Ziuchen, as these two courtesans have tried to seduce him and have hinted him to bed them. The two of them will not react in such a manner. Out of the blue, he was hit by an outrageous revelation. Xiang Xiaolong stuttered, "First mistress, Feng Fei." The lady calmed down and soothingly coaxed, "It is Feng Fei indeed. Don't you have feelings for me?" Xiang Xiaolong can feel his heart bleeding and all his passions dissipated. He realized that Zhang Chuan is right after all. If she did not plan to use him as a scapegoat, why would she lower herself to his level and offer her body to him? Only with this sacrifice can she convince him that he is her lover. All along, Xiang Xiaolong has had the highest regards for Feng Fei. Right now, his impression of her has been largely tarnished. Xiang Xiaolong coldly hissed, "Why is First Mistress, Feng Fei, doing this?" In a pleading tone, the lady lightly implored, "Can you please don't interrogate me like this? Come and give me your love." Xiang Xiaolong heaved with relief, calming down, "So it is not First Mistress but Sister Ping." If she did not use her normal tone and voice, he may have to continue making wild guesses. Little Pinger has resumed her normal speaking manner. She gave a soft shrill and her lips advanced once again, kissing him fervently. Absent-mindedly satisfying her lips with his kissing expertise, Xiang Xiaolong is furiously thinking about the entire situation. Logically, Little Ping will be accompanying Feng Fei wherever she goes. In other words, unlike Xinyu and her fellow courtesans, she need not worry about her future when the troupe disbands. Right now, she has cast aside her self-respect and offered herself unconditionally to him. Though it could be partly due to true love, she may have been here on Feng Fei's orders, sacrificing herself to control and manipulate himself, Xiang Xiaolong. This belief is not without reason. Although he hasn't grasped Feng Fei's retirement conspiracy or how he will be tricked into becoming a scapegoat, Xiang Xiaolong is absolutely sure of one thing: Feng Fei has been lying to him all along. It does not make any sense for Feng Fei to bet all her hopes and dreams on a stranger like him. Pock! The fire stick has lighted the oil lamp. Little Ping protested, Unable to take the sudden brightness, her shining eyes are half closed for a while before she opened them fully. Xiang Xiaolong raised his upper body once again and scrutinized this lady in front of him. Her hair is open like a fan over the pillow and he was amazed at her pristine appearance, easily matching Dong Shizhen in terms of beauty. Her attractiveness has been camouflaged by her dressing up as a boy and not applying any makeup. They were looking into each other's eyes. Contentment and nervousness is written over Little Ping's face. The swirling passion in her eyes is something that Xiang Xiaolong cannot fathom. Xiang Xiaolong sighed inwardly. His suspicions have been confirmed. Lowering his head and kissing her red lips, he gently soothed, "Is this the first time you are kissing a man?" Little Ping nodded in reply. Xiang Xiaolong gritted his teeth, strengthening his resolve against the teasing and caressing. He icily questioned, "Are you here on First Mistress's orders?" Her eyes wide open, Little Ping was taken aback. After a while did she give a flustered reply, "Why do you say so?" From her reaction, Xiang Xiaolong immediately knew that his guess is not far from the truth. If she had come on her own accord and hearing this question, she would be seriously offended. She would either leave the room infuriated or face him with a wronged expression. Her reaction only serves to betray her guilt, leading her to deny him an answer, hoping to preserve this secret. For the past few years, Xiang Xiaolong has been debating complicated issues in court. A young girl like her is far from his match. Xiang Xiaolong kept his silence and glared frostily at her. A clear drop of tear appeared at the corner of her eye, running down her face, staining the pillow. Little Ping turned her face to the side, avoiding his emotionless stare. Breaking down, she began sobbing incessantly and wailed with sorrow, "You don't like me." Xiang Xiaolong laid down beside her, using his sleeve to dry her tears. He plainly stated, "I should have known it is Sister Ping. If it were somebody else, they would have stripped naked before joining me in bed." Little Ping has stopped crying and helplessly submitted, "You are truly formidable. I surrender." Happy. Xiang Xiaolong's heart softened. Has he been too ruthless with her? He actually resorted to such means to deal with an innocent and naive teenager. Moreover, she is only acting out the orders of her mistress. To pacify her turbulent emotions, Xiang Xiaolong comforted, "You are a very good-looking lady. Why are you always dressed up as a boy?" Little Ping pitifully confessed, "If I had dressed up like this all the time, the lady in your arms, I, will no longer be a virgin." Xiang Xiaolong can appreciate the hidden grief in her words. Sighing to himself, he continued, "Was your nasty behavior an act as well?" Little Ping began to smile. Her eyes brimming, she revealed, "At the beginning, it was an act but eventually I got used to it." "Ai. You reminded me of somebody." Xiang Xiaolong became slightly jealous and asked, "Is it your lover?" Little Ping's mood took a dip. She dismissed, "You are thinking too much. I have only seen him once and his words are very direct and penetrating, exactly like you. His eyes looked as if they can see into your soul." Mistress, Feng Fei, has a deep impression of him too. It is Xiang Xiaolong's turn to be taken aback. Knowing that she is referring to himself, he dared not probe further. Little Ping professed, I feel so comfortable being cuddled by you. So that is how it feels like between men and women. No wonder Yun Niang came looking for Mr. Tan. Xiang Xiaolong mused, Sister Ping, how young are you? Little Ping bashfully answered, I just turned 17. I have been dedicating my life to Mistress Feng Fei since I was 15. Keeping up the pressure, Xiang Xiaolong interrogated, why did Mistress ask you to do this? Distressed, Little Ping howled, can you stop forcing me? I am in a dilemma. AI. What should I do? Xiang Xiaolong supported her up to a sitting position. Putting his lips to her ears, he decided, what should you do? Honestly tell Mistress everything that has happened and that I have seen through her scheme in quitting this damned manager position. Finishing his last sentence, he can feel a large burden being lifted off his shoulders. This job is not well suited for a man like him, and additionally, the risk of exposure is too high. Little Ping was frightened, I can't do this. Xiang Xiaolong gently caressed her alluring back and smooth neck, smiling, just follow my instructions exactly. You need not bother about the consequences. Little Ping appears to be engrossed in his massage and dreamily asked, how did you guess Mistress ordered me to come here? Xiang Xiaolong candidly responded, because it is unlike you to do so. Little Ping seemed to have transformed into a different person. She unwillingly balked, but I do have some feelings for you. Xiang Xiaolong is not amused, it is only some feelings. Come. Be a good girl and go back to your room. I do not wish to have you under such circumstances. Little Ping went a humph and enveloped herself into his bosom. She seductively cooed, Mistress is correct. You are one of a kind and different from other men. Xiang Xiaolong is filled with earthly desires and can feel himself aroused once more. He was petrified and reminded himself to watch his inhibitions, otherwise, he would lose this golden opportunity to quit his job. He half forcefully carried her in his arms, sending her to his door. Little Ping turned courageous and hugged his neck with both arms, kissing him zealously. After a brief struggle, Little Ping grudgingly gave him a heartbreaking look and left reluctantly. Xiang Xiaolong locked his cabin door and prevented himself from thinking any further. He soon fell into a deep sleep. At daybreak, Xiao Yuan came back to the room a completely satisfied man. After hearing his womanly encounter last night, he was astounded at Little Ping's behavior. He nodded, it is a wise decision to leave Feng Fei's employment. Sometimes, less is more. At the end of the day, I still do not understand why she is resorting to such a scheme. AI. Noticing his pale expression, Xiang Xiaolong was traumatized, what is it? Xiao Yuan stammered, Yun Niang came looking for me last night. Was she acting on Feng Fei's instructions too? Otherwise, why would Little Ping know about me going over to Yun Niang's room? Xiang Xiaolong exhaled a breath of air, can you give your little brother, me, a break? I am as tense as a tightrope. Even if this is true, it is nothing surprising. Xiao Yuan did not know whether to laugh or cry. He explained, if this is the case, Yun Niang's words become unreliable. All the information that she has given to me could be lies. Looking outside the window, Xiang Xiaolong swore, who cares if they are true or false? No matter what, I am quitting. Knock knock. Xiao Yuan demanded, who is it? Little Ping's voice sounded out from the other side of the door, good morning Mr. Tan. Mistress, Feng Fei, is asking to see Manager Shen. Xiang Xiaolong and Xiao Yuan exchanged looks before he pushed the door open. Little Ping avoided his gaze and led the way towards a long corridor. She has resumed her disguise as a boy and has a poker face, behaving as if nothing happened last night. Initially, Xiang Xiaolong was thinking of teasing her but eventually resisted the idea, knowing that this would lead to more troubles. This is the first time Xiang Xiaolong is stepping into Feng Fei's bedroom on board the ship. Her bedroom is twice as big as his own and divided into two sections. A curtain separates the two sections and one of the section is furnished like a living room. Of course Feng Fei will not be waiting for him in bed. Right this moment, she is lying on her side on an animal skin-covered long bench, with her upper body resting on a cushion. Her hair is slightly untidy as if she had just woken up, and her complexion is pinkish, making her appear exceptionally desirable. When he first saw her, Xiang Xiaolong was momentarily stunned before he finally paid his respects. No wonder the saying goes, a beautiful woman can cause a country's downfall. For someone as charming as her, the rich and powerful will go to extreme lengths to possess her for their own enjoyment. After all, during these ancient times, it is common for influential men to acquire a harem of concubines. Little Pinger closed the door and took her leave. With a peaceful expression on her face, Feng Fei pointed to a chair beside her and invited, "Please have a seat." Noticing the absence of any hostility on her face, Xiang Xiaolong was feeling confounded and took his seat. His nose was instantly filled with the wonderful fragrances emanating from her body. Feng Fei beamed, "Little Pinger is definitely not your match. Otherwise, why would she be tricked by a few simple lies from you?" Xiang Xiaolong did not expect her to be so brutally honest and straightforward. He fumbled and dryly coughed twice, "Can I speak my mind?" Feng Fei plainly state, "If you want to tell me you are quitting, you can save it." Xiang Xiaolong could not think of anything to say to that. Confused, he vexed, "What is the point of Miss Feng Fei keeping me around?" Feng Fei's eyes turned to him, "Zhang Chuan came to see you yesterday, is he trying to bribe you?" Xiang Xiaolong bitterly sighed, "Without my answer, you should know what he is trying to achieve. I do not understand why you allowed him to stay on when you can sack him along with S.A. Li. Wouldn't things be much better without all these obstacles?" With her shining eyes, Feng Fei gave him a smile. In a gentle voice, she dissected, "Let us settle these issues one by one. Presently, I have only 2 wishes. Do you want to know what they are?" Calming down, Xiang Xiaolong snapped in a deep voice, "If this is Mrs. Secret, you can save it." Feng Fei does not mind his outburst and gingerly smiled, "You are not only a unique person but an extremely strange one as well. Of all the people I have met, there are those gentlemen who do not hanker after fame or fortune. They can choose to think highly of themselves because they are born with a silver spoon in their mouths and live their lives in abundance, without worrying about food or clothing. But you are just a poorly paid carriage driver, and yet you behaved like you cannot be bothered and you don't mind starving to death. Shen Liang, why don't you tell what this is all about?" Xiang Xiaolong is secretly alarmed, knowing that his anxiety to quit has exposed a loophole, drawing the suspicions of this cunning beauty. He hastily salvaged, "AI. This is just who I am. I will not bow down to power nor follow orders blindly like a fool. Ha! Worse to worse, I'll just starve to death. There is nothing to hold me back." Feng Fei scrutinized him for quite some time and seemed to have made some conclusion by observing his body language. She finally insisted, "Just by looking at your sitting posture, I can tell that you are not used to working for other people. Why don't you openly tell me who you really are?" Xiang Xiaolong's heart is beating frantically, guessing that she may have seen through his masquerade and knowing that he is Xiang Xiaolong but is unable to verify it. The primary reason lies in Zhang Chuan hiring him from the official stables of Wei. This is irrefutable evidence of his identity as Shen Liang. At present, he knows he cannot show any signs of hesitation. He frowned, "Your servant, has already told mistress about my background. To be honest, I am thinking of resigning because I fear that my life will be in danger. At the beginning, I thought mistress would be supporting me indirectly. Only last night did I realize that mistress is made from the same mold as the other people trying to get me into trouble. Why should I still trust you?" Feng Fei is displeased, "Who said that I am scheming against you? You have fulfilled my first wish, allowing me to compose a song and dance routine that can crush my 2 major opponents. Therefore, I instructed little Pinger to accompany you for a night, relieving your sense of loneliness. At the same time, I am worried that you may eventually succumb to Dong Shuzhen's seduction and switched loyalty to her camp. You have misunderstood my intentions. Xiang Xiaolong is afraid that he will reveal more clues about his real identity if they continue debating like that. He dared not protest any further and acknowledged, so it is all a misunderstanding. Feng Fei lightly highlighted, of course it is a misunderstanding. Moreover, I will never force little Pinger to do something against her wishes. I am hoping to find a good husband for her in the process. Xiang Xiaolong recalled his lowly status and can only keep quiet. Feng Fei simply declared, as long as you escort me out of Linzai safely, I can guarantee you a generous payout and even marry little Pinger to you. Xiang Xiaolong was mystified, don't you require her services in the future? A hint of sadness flashed past her lovely eyes as Feng Fei lamented, who would want to remain a lowly servant for her entire life? AI. You seem to be uninterested in little Pinger. I really don't know what is going on in your head. Xiang Xiaolong clarified, Sister Ping is such an attractive lady, anyone would be glad to marry her. However, my career is more important to me and having a family will only be a liability to me. I hope mistress can understand my position. Feng Fei gave him a look and grieved, another fool who does not recognize the brutalities of war. How about this? After accomplishing our mission, I will write you a letter of recommendation that will allow you to find work wherever you go. Regarding your future success, it will have to depend on your character and abilities. There is nothing Xiang Xiaolong can add to her words. Pretending to be full of gratitude, he took his leave. On his way out, he unexpectedly thought of a great idea. He recollected Xiao Yuan faking his own death to escape from Lu Bue. Who knows, maybe Xiao Yuan can create a similar potion as seen in A.A. Romeo and Juliet. It is the potion Juliet consumed to fake her own death, allowing her to escape from her family. Pondering about this, he can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel and can feel his steps becoming lighter and lighter.